Hi, my name is Richard Chamberlain, and this is my testimony. The Lord's been speaking to me pretty frequently over the last couple weeks about my testimony, the importance of getting the testimony out. I don't know what the plan is, what the plan the Lord has for this testimony. I don't need to know. I just need to be obedient to His voice and do what He says. So that's what I'm doing. I don't want to get a whole lot into the mess. I'm gonna hit a few major points, just so you know how lost and how dark and hopeless everything was for me under my own devices. So I graduated high school. My parents divorced when I was 14. Things changed then. My trajectory changed in the wrong direction. It did something to me. I'm not blaming the divorce, but from a psychological observation standpoint, it was definitely a point in my life that changed the way I think, the way I operated, and what was important to me, all in the wrong direction. So through high school, I drank and smoked, slept around. I was in a band. It took priority over everything. Coming out of high school, still in the band. I did go to college, went to 3 different schools for 3 different things, none of which I use today, other than maybe some of the things that I learned. Yeah, I guess I do probably use some of it, but I don't work in those fields, put it that way. At the age of 29, I started doing cocaine. I loved it. Started selling cocaine. I got set up. I caught 2 felonies. I pled guilty to 2, and I was held accountable for what I'd done, and I paid my debt to society. I met my daughter's mother. Today is my daughter's birthday, actually. Happy birthday, Mahia. I met her mother at a job I got in 2005. At this time, I started taking Vicodin, Lortat, whatever, opiates. I started popping pills. It was bad. Stealing, lying, still acting like I still had it all together. Did raise my daughter, was in my daughter's life, still am in my daughter's life. After my daughter was born, after our daughter was born, I bought a house. Long story short, in that situation, her mother, my daughter's mother, decided to leave when Mahia was probably 6 months old. So at that point, I was alone with my daughter. We shared custody for the most part, but still continuing to make music, do opiates, all this stuff. Me and her mother got back together and got married in 2015. That lasted less than a year. I was still up to the same things. I was making money, but I was spending all my money on drugs. I wasn't contributing. I wasn't doing what the man should do. I don't blame my ex-wife for anything she did. As a matter of fact, good for her. Good for her. I couldn't be controlled. I remember her telling me that you just can't. I just can't control, or I can't. There's nothing I can do. Basically, you're gonna do what you want, and you don't care, and I'm leaving. And good for her. There's a whole lot of dirt that goes in with that, but I want to move forward to heroin. I started doing heroin after the divorce, about 2016. I probably said no to it 100 times before I finally said yes, but I finally said yes. And the same thing as far as shooting it up. I was snorting it at the time. I started shooting it up. That's where it really started going bad. Um, that path is very steep, very quick. So over the next 2 years, I want to give you some highlights of just how out of control I was and how unmanageable I was, and how I couldn't do anything to help myself. and I definitely needed a savior. 2018, 2019, I'm sorry, 2018 Thanksgiving. Me and my daughter were at my mother's. I overdosed. My mom, about 3 a.m., my mom woke me up, said, "You're never going to see your daughter again. Go tell her goodbye." I couldn't do that. I grabbed my laundry. I was doing laundry. I grabbed my laundry. I was heading out to my truck, and I was walking through the garage, and I just hear, "Dad." It was my daughter. I don't know. My mom must have woke her up and said, "Go tell your dad goodbye." She was 9 years old. I dropped everything that was in my hands. I turned around and I hugged her, and I started crying, and she started crying, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, Mahia. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I get sick. I get sick if I don't do it. I'm so sorry." Um, and I remember she just stopped crying, and she kind of pushed me back and looked at me and said, "It's okay, Dad." And that was disgusting to me, that she had to be the parent at that point. She was the responsible one. I left. Through conning over the next couple weeks, I conned my way, convinced my family I was doing the right thing, um, conned my way back into seeing my daughter again. So Christmas Eve, again at my mother's house, we'd had family dinner and all this stuff. And me and my daughter were going to go watch a movie about 10 o'clock at night. This is Christmas Eve, 2018. But I needed to shoot up first. I needed to be high to watch a movie with my daughter. So I go in the bathroom, lock the door, and I overdose. I wake up on the couch with a shot of Narcan in each arm and my daughter crying. I'm being taken out to the ambulance on a gurney when my daughter throws my Christmas present in my lap. My arms are strapped down. I can't grab anything. And in that ambulance, on the way up there, up to the hospital, I'd finally given up. I finally, let's not forget the point where the last thing I hear is my daughter crying, "I want my mommy. I want my mommy." And her mom was in prison. She's out now, but she was in prison at the time. So this poor little 9-year-old girl, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. There's nothing I could have said. I've already said it all. No one's going to believe anything I say anyway. I'm done. I'm never going to see my daughter again. This was my thinking at the time. God showed me there's way more than just being able to see your daughter. And that's what I'm going to get into. So I go to the hospital. I walk out of the hospital. I didn't even wait to be seen. I just walked out. I got up under a bridge on Christmas Eve, and I slept under a bridge, and I lost it. I hate myself. I hate myself. Just total surrender. I don't care. There's nothing. I'm tired of trying to hide. I'm trying to convince people I'm something I'm not. I'm tired of all this. I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And I truly feel that's what God was waiting for. It took a lot to get me to that point. I wake up the next morning with messages from the night before saying, your daughter doesn't want to see you again. And then a few hours later, my daughter's texting me saying, I'm sorry, where are you, where are you? She's worried about her dad. She's playing the role of the adult in this situation. Again, it's not fun to think about, but it was necessary if you want to continue to listen. So my sister comes down from 5 hours away. This was a couple weeks later of me just being in the wind, doing drugs, being in the wind, almost to the point where I accepted that I am alone now and I'll never see my family again. Almost pretty much was to that point, and basically just given up. My sister tracks me down. She says, call this number. And I said, okay, I will. And she said, no, call this number right now in front of me. I called the number. It was the number to the Lions Den Mission Bible Training Center in Roscommon, Michigan. Faith-based discipleship program for those with drug, alcohol, emotional problems. 8 to 10 months long. So, granted, to this point, I'd never opened the Bible before in my life. I didn't know. I did believe in something bigger than myself. Didn't know what it was. Thought I had it all figured out. Obviously, I didn't. Why was I doing what I was doing if I had it all figured out? Called the number. Again, I was so surrendered at this time that I just went with it. I let God, through people, make the plan. Through my sister, through the program overseer that I talked to at the Mission Bible Training Center, and I just let it happen. No fight. I just let it happen. So after the blood work, and I had to clear up some legal issues before I could enter the program, I get high before I head up to the mission to do my intake. And I'm just, the whole time, I'm just thinking, I'm going to get sick and I'm going to leave. I'm going to get dope sick and I'm going to leave. God showed extreme mercy on me. It's like he picked me up from underneath that bridge and he put me into this ministry. And then totally removed any withdrawal. I didn't withdraw at all. I felt great, actually. I'm not talking a light withdrawal or a manageable withdrawal. I'm talking, I didn't have anything. I slept great. I had a great attitude. I had a calm, no restless legs. This was a miracle. I'm trying to reason it out at the time, like it must have been bad dope, although I was just sick 12 hours ago. So for the next 3 days, I'm just waiting to get sick, and it just never happened. To this day, I went in January 11th, 2019, I went into the ministry. I had some bumps in the road, but the pages of the Bible caught fire, man. As soon as I started reading it, it was like, this is it. This is the deal. One verse that sticks out to me in my the earlier part of my journey in the mission was Habakkuk 1:5 that says, observe and be astounded. I am about to do something in your day that you wouldn't believe if I told you. It's giving me the chills right now. This verse is amazing. I'm about to do something in your day that you wouldn't believe if I told you. Great verse. Very true. He did do something in my day that I wouldn't believe if he told me. I graduated the 8 to 10 month program. I committed to another year of staff training. I also committed to another 6 months of program overseer after that. I finished that. And now I'm doing what they call a re-entry program, where I'm working full time. I'm still helping out as overseer at the same ministry here and there. But through my journey, I come to realize how the mess was necessary. It's all over the Bible. He heals you, not for you, but so others might believe in him. The bigger the mess, the better, really, in a situation like that. The more bridges you can burn, the more people that say he'll never change, he's always going to be this way, the better. Because when that miracle happens and when God draws you near and changes your life and makes you new, all those people are going to know something big's happening. So they might believe. My daughter and I were baptized on January 5th, 2020, together. Her idea. Her idea to get baptized with me. I was already planning on getting baptized, but she said, I want to get baptized with you. I actually got to help baptize my own daughter. I know there's footage of that out there somewhere. I'd like to track that down. I overdosed in front of my daughter at least twice, probably more than that. According to her, it's 3 times. She had to see that. This was the biggest hurdle for me to overcome, was what I did to her. What did I do to her? Is it still unfolding? Is there going to be issues in the future concerning what my daughter had to go through and what she saw? Because that was one of those points, we're talking about trajectory. That was one of those points or 3 points, if you want to count each one, that changed her trajectory. But God used that for good. God used that for good because she believes. She knew I couldn't do it. If she hadn't seen what she saw, she wouldn't realize the miracle. She wouldn't have realized the miracle. To this day, me and my daughter have an excellent relationship. Again, it's her birthday, so happy birthday, Mahia. She's beautiful, smart, very caring, 14 years old today. I got to see what God did for me after he did it. He'll show you what he did. He's not going to tell you what he's doing, because you might have some great idea on how to get there quicker or more efficiently than God. If that makes any sense. So he showed me why that was necessary. And it, oh man, it's so lofty. So doing the re-entry now, it's I don't count the days that I'm sober. I don't struggle. I'm not a one day at a time. I'm not recovered. I'm definitely delivered. I'm cured. I'm a new person. Another verse that really helped me through my time in the ministry was Isaiah 10:20, which says, on that day, the day that I went to the lion's den, Mission Bible Training Center, on that day you will no longer have to depend on the enemy that defeated you. Again, I didn't know it when I came, but this is what he does. He does something. Then he gives you the revelation in the mind of Christ to realize what was done and the perspective. So my testimony is still unfolding. I'm not a perfect Christian. I am a Christian. I do believe. And he's proved that to me more times than you probably want to hear about. But there are modern day miracles. I've been the beneficiary of a pretty astounding. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. But like I said in the beginning, everything that I'm saying is the truth. This is all the truth. So I don't know how this testimony sounds. I feel like I'm saying a lot. I just did it again. But hopefully I can reach somebody with this. And there's going to be updates. I don't know if God's going to have me update my journey or not, but to this point, I'm free. I'm liberated. I have no secrets. Everybody knows everything. I have an extreme amount of accountability around me. I have no bad influences in my life. Oh, another thing. I lost my driver's license in 2011. I just got that back. It was a long road, especially with COVID. Everything was so slow, but I was revoked from the state. I had a Christian. You could see God in it, put it that way. You could see God. I got about 20 minutes here, so I want to try to wrap this up. But I bought a vehicle. I'm working on a place to live for me and my daughter. She visits a lot, but as of right now, I'm still staying in the ministry. So I'm saving money to buy a house. I saved money to buy the car that I'm in. It does have a breathalyzer in it, but I earned it. So I can drive, I can work, and I'm blessed. I'm definitely blessed, and I'm definitely grateful for God choosing me. I love you guys. I hope this reaches and helps somebody. And I don't really know how to wrap this up, so I'm just going to say bye.